Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. Today's topic is one that burns deep in the hearts of many men. It's a question asked in silence, in pain, and often in confusion. Why does she come back after hurting me? This isn't just about relationships, it's about self-worth. It's about reclaiming your masculine identity in a world that tells you to suppress it. It's about understanding the cycles of emotional power and learning how to walk away from what wounds you stronger, sharper, and wiser than before. We'll break down this phenomenon in 4 powerful chapters, blending raw, real-life examples, timeless ancient wisdom, and stoic clarity, so you'll not only understand why she returns, but more importantly, why it's your responsibility to rise above the cycle. You'll walk away from this video with insight that can shift the course of your emotional strength, elevate your standards, and remind you of the lion within. So if you've ever felt confused, betrayed, or emotionally drained by a woman who left, only to later resurface in your life, this one is for you. Before we begin, if you're part of this brotherhood or want to walk the path of deeper masculinity, like, share, and subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe. And as always, your voice matters, so drop a comment below and tell us, have you ever had someone hurt you deeply and then try to come back into your life? What did you do? Chapter 1. The Ego Dance, Why She Leaves and Why She Returns. In the moments after a woman walks away from you, whether with words, silence, or betrayal, it's easy to believe that love has failed. But often, it's not love that failed. It's ego that took the wheel. When a woman leaves, especially after hurting you, it's rarely a simple decision. Women, like men, are emotional creatures. But here's a truth that society won't teach you. Her leaving isn't always about you. It's often about her own internal war. Maybe she thought she could do better. Maybe she chased a fantasy, thinking the grass was greener. Or maybe, just maybe, she wanted to test your worth by watching how you handle pain. Let that sit with you. Some women leave not because they've stopped loving you, but because they want to see if you'll collapse without them. This is the ego dance. It's fueled by pride, by insecurity, and by the illusion of control. And when she walks away, she assumes she holds the power, until she feels the silence of your growth, until she sees you didn't beg, until she realizes you kept moving. That's when they return, not always out of love, often out of curiosity, sometimes out of guilt, but more dangerously out of a desire to reclaim control. This is why ancient Stoics like Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. She may return, but the question is not why she came back. The real question is, are you still the same man she left? Or have you become someone who sees clearly now? Let's bring it into daily life. A man builds himself around a woman. She becomes his world, she leaves, he falls apart. Another man builds himself from within. She leaves, he bleeds, but he keeps building. And when she returns, he's no longer standing where she left him. This is emotional evolution. This is stoic strength. Remember this, if you do not grow through the pain, you will repeat the pain. So when she comes back, make sure she's meeting a version of you that no longer craves validation from the one who broke you. Drop a comment below. Has someone ever left and tried to come back? What did it reveal about you? Chapter 2. The illusion of power, or why she comes back when you move on. There's a hidden pattern in human behavior. We often value what we can't control. This is especially true in relationships. When you were emotionally available, waiting, hoping she'd return, she felt powerful. She knew you were still there, emotionally orbiting her world. But the moment you begin to detach, to genuinely move forward, something shifts. She feels it. The silence becomes heavy. Your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. This is where the illusion of power breaks. You see, many people don't come back because they miss you. They come back because they missed the version of themselves they felt in your presence. Maybe she felt adored, worshipped, pursued. Maybe she felt secure in your love, even when she didn't return it. But when you grow beyond needing her approval, when your energy no longer feeds her ego, the spell breaks. Suddenly she starts wondering, who is he talking to now? Why isn't he reaching out anymore? Did I make a mistake? The Stoics taught detachment, not as a tool to punish others, but as a path to freedom. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In modern words, don't chase, don't argue, don't seek closure. Become the man she never expected to lose. Let's take a real example. A man named Eli was in a relationship where he gave everything: time, energy, emotion. She left, saying she needed space. Months later, Eli stopped waiting. He got serious about his body, his mind, his mission. He met new people, rediscovered his purpose, and finally, he let go. And right when he stopped checking his phone for her name, there it was, a message. "Hey, how have you been?" That wasn't love returning. That was her ego checking if the door was still open. Here's the truth. When you reclaim your life, your silence speaks volumes. It says, I am no longer the man who begs to be chosen. I choose myself now. And that, my brother, is power. Drop a comment below. Have you ever felt stronger after letting go of someone who hurt you? Chapter 3. The Cycle of Comfort. Why pain isn't always the end. Sometimes when she returns, it's not out of love, but out of comfort. Here's what most men don't realize. We are all creatures of pattern, and when someone is familiar, when they know your softness, your patience, your forgiveness, they often come back, not because they've changed, but because they assume you haven't. She knows your heart. She knows your empathy. She knows your door was always open before. So she circles back, necessarily to rebuild something meaningful, but to feel safe again, even if she was the one who caused the chaos. This is the cycle of comfort. It feeds on emotional memory. And unless a man learns to break that cycle, he will be trapped in it, over and over again. Ancient wisdom speaks of this. In Buddhist thought, there's the concept of samsara, the endless cycle of suffering and rebirth. Until awareness is gained, the suffering repeats. It's the same here. Unless you raise your standards, unless you learn from the wound, her return only reopens the scar. Let's look at a modern scenario. A man named Julian was in a relationship where he constantly compromised his peace. She left him during a rough season in his life, said he was too much to deal with. Months later, after dating other men and feeling disappointed, she came back. She said she missed the way he made her feel. Julian let her back in, and within weeks he found himself back in the same emotional drain. Nothing had changed except that now he knew better. That's when he realized love without growth is just comfort disguised as connection. If she returns, ask yourself, has she grown? Have I grown? Will this serve my peace or destroy it again? Because sometimes the most masculine thing a man can do is close the door. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of self-respect. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." In this case, craving what broke you is the real poverty. Drop a comment below. Have you ever let someone back in only to realize they hadn't changed? Chapter 4. The Rise of the Stoic Man. What you must do when she comes back. If she comes back after all the pain, silence, and distance, you're standing at a powerful crossroad. This isn't just about her anymore. This is about you. This is the moment when many men fall. They mistake her return as proof of their worth. They see it as validation. She came back, so I must have mattered. But brother, your worth was never dependent on her return. You always mattered. You just forgot who you were. When a woman returns after hurting you, you must ask yourself, Am I healed, or am I just lonely? Am I wiser now, or still bleeding from the same wound? Because here's the truth. Few will say out loud, healing is not proven by what you forgive. Healing is proven by what you no longer allow. This is your time to stand in your masculine power, not through rage, not through silence, but through clarity, boundaries, standards, direction. You don't need revenge, you don't need to prove anything. You simply need to choose peace over chaos, purpose over comfort, your path over her pull. Let's turn to ancient warrior wisdom. In The Art of War, Sun Tzu says, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." The enemy isn't her, it's the part of you that would trade strength for temporary affection. Real men rise not when things go their way, but when they walk away from what no longer honors them. It's in the refusal to repeat the past that a man finds his future. A man named Karim spent 2 years rebuilding himself after a brutal breakup. Gym, business, mindset, purpose. She returned one night, apologetic, sweet, saying all the right words. But Karim didn't just hear her words, he listened with wisdom. He asked himself, would the man I've become allow this woman back into his kingdom? And, with calm strength, he said, no. I wish you well, but I've outgrown this chapter. That's what a Stoic man does. He doesn't just survive heartbreak, he uses it as fuel to rise. So if she comes back, don't ask why, ask who you are now. And if you've grown into a stronger man, a clearer man, a man with vision and values, you'll know exactly what to do. Drop a comment below. If someone who hurt you came back today, what would the strongest version of you do? Brother, remember this, not everyone who leaves your life is meant to return. And not everyone who returns deserves the new man you've become. The pain may have shaped you, but you choose what you do with it. Let it either break you or build you. Let it either chain you to the past or forge you into the man who walks forward with unshakable purpose. Because this tribe, the Stoic Golden Tribe, isn't about being perfect. It's about being present, powerful, unapologetically masculine. It's about rising after heartbreak, not with bitterness, but with clarity. And when you live with that kind of purpose, when you know your value, hold your boundaries, and stay loyal to your vision, you won't just attract love, you'll attract peace. And peace is the ultimate power. So if this message hit home, if you felt the fire in these words, then you already know what to do. Like the video. Share it with a brother who needs this. Subscribe to the Stoic Golden Tribe, and most importantly, drop a comment below because your voice adds strength to this movement. Until next time, stand tall, move forward, and never forget, she may come back, but you never go back.